My ex-wife died today. I have very mixed feelings. Our divorce was finalized about a year and a half ago. Alcohol ruled her entire life. It didn't start out that way. We were together for 6 years, married for 4. The last 2 years her drinking became more extreme. What started as her making margaritas every night turned into me coming home to her drunk every night and her being combative. I told her she needed to stop, and she did for a while, but went right back to it. Then about 2 years ago, she lost her job because she was caught drinking at work. This, of course, devolved into a huge fight because I didn't make enough to support us both. More promises of sobriety and of eventually going to AA. Later, she fell off the wagon again. I came home to her shit-faced as I had so many times before. Only this time, we had a much larger fight that devolved into screaming and her throwing shit. Our neighbors called the cops. They saw she was drunk and hysterical, and I was calm. They saw she hurt me by throwing shit at me. I was bleeding from a plate breaking on me, and asked me if wanted to press charges. I told them no. I wish that I did and still question why I didn't. After that, she actually got clean for a while and attended AA. She seemed like her old self for a while. Then one night she wasn't home when I got home. I instantly knew something bad was happening. I called her dozens of times. I genuinely was afraid for her life and panicking. Then she came home, drunk again and barely walking. She didn't know where her car was, and Uber dropped her off and her underwear was gone. After yet another fight, she admitted she slept with some guy and couldn't even tell me who it was. Something inside of me snapped. I finally hit my breaking point. I'm not proud of it, but I blew up majorly. I didn't hit or hurt her, but I dragged her outside and told her she couldn't stay there anymore, and of course, this devolved into her screaming and throwing shit at the house. Cops showed up again and ended up arresting her for drunk and disorderly conduct. I made things right with the cops as best I could and apologized for my part in the disturbance, and one of them said something I'll never forget. Something has to change here. In the morning, I consulted with a divorce attorney and he drafted up papers. I visited her in county lockup where she begged me to post her bail, and I told her no. She claimed she didn't remember admitting to cheating on me and tried to gaslight me. I told her we're getting a divorce and that she's not living with me when she gets out. She begged and pleaded, but I told her this was the end and that she could try to fight me in court, but she won't win because of the scar on my arm and the fact that I could get the reports of the times the cops showed up. To my surprise, she signed the papers when she was served and didn't fight it. I found out she was staying with her mom, so I sent all of her things there. She called me Wyke drunk a lot over the last year and left a ton of voicemails, but about 6 months ago they stopped. Yesterday, her mother called me. She stopped by her apartment to try to get her to go to Easter dinner with her family and found her in the bathtub dead. It looked like she took a bunch of pills and washed them down with tequila. I called out of work today.